Alright, so last time. You all met up at the tavern to discuss what you were going to do, and you decided to head to the Stonemasons Hotel for clues into your investigation into the cult in the town. On the way there, however, Doderick overhears a conversation about from a couple of townsfolk talking about a light coming from an abandoned house outside of town. And Doderick interrupts and asks them for directions to the house, and then you continue on to the hotel. At the hotel, you met a chap called Jason, and you queried him about the cult, and he agreed to send you any word if he notices any strange from the patrons of the hotel. After leaving the hotel, you go to Morris's general store to see if you can find some transport to get to the house. Sadly, much to Doderick's disappointment, he did not sell mounted turtles, and you had to look elsewhere. To which you queried Morris about any potential horses or something in town, and he pointed to the stables at the town's gates. And when you went there, one come up with a great idea to steal the horses because the stables weren't manned, and steal the horses he did. He and Chug walked the horse outside of town, and when queried with the guards at the gate, you discovered that you had actually stolen one of the town guards' horses. So Lefner and Doderick headed over to the town guard armory to pick up a saddle and such. While you two were off doing that, Chug and Juan went and had a chat to Bardede, but found out that Bardede wasn't actually around, and had a chat with Sarah. And you guys decided just to set off down the road towards the house. Lefner and Doderick, you finally caught up on the road, and you decided to look for the house. You, as a group, had forgotten how to get there, and decided to go through the shrub and try and find it, which one took the lead and promptly got the group lost. It wasn't until Doderick and Lefner, Doderick climbed a tree to find out where they actually were, sighted the house, and Lefner has now led the group to the house entrance. So as a party, you guys are now standing at the front of the house. And I'm actually going to direct you guys to jump onto roll 20. So if you want to jump onto there, I actually have a map of the house available.
Is there a URL on the Discord?
If you just go to roll20.com and log in, you guys should already be a member of the game. And you should be able to just join the session. I can see Chug's logged in.
Where am I logging in?
Roll20.
Do I go launch game? Okay. I'll go launch game.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So I'm hoping what I see is different to you guys. If you see me on the stream, you'll be spoiling it if you do sort of watch. But I'm hoping that you guys will just see 3 sort of lines and then everything will be black. Is that correct? Or do you see
Yes.
everything?
I don't see everything.
Yeah, but you can't see what's under the black. It's not like shaded. On my screen, it's all shaded so I can see the entirety of the map. I'm hoping that it's black for you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Hey, move 1 space and see if you find a Pokemon.
Hey, Lefner, Is your dude meant to be a big fatty fat?
No, I'm wearing a robe and I'm holding a leaf. I'm actually the Pokemon you're looking for. I'm Farfetch'd.
I don't know. His belly's poking out more than everyone else's.
Call me fat. It's
Yeah,
because
we're getting there.
I'm laid back. I should actually probably be black because all you other guys, you're like on the front foot, ready to attack. Meanwhile, I'm in my lowrider.
Now, just let me fix up some things.
I'm kind of limited for space on the desk, so I'm going to do my rolls in roll 20.
Best out of 3 in case he's cheating.
I've got to work out these scenes a bit better, I think, on Discord. Though a third screen would be perfect. So you guys are all in there now? Yep. So before you, you see a pretty decently sized wooden house. The exterior walls are rather dilapidated and unkept. You can see gaps through the walls into the inside of the house. In front of you, in the center of the main body of the house that you can see, which is shrouded in trees, you see a single door and 2 windows to either side of the door. The door is wooden and is closed, and the whole house, it appears to be dark and uninviting.
What about the well-lit window that we can see from the road?
Where was the glow coming from then if the house is dark?
It's relatively dark from the angle that you guys are at. Now, can I get one of you guys to roll a perception, please?
What am I?
I got a 19 and I have +3.
There you go.
So one, you walk up and have a peer through the windows, and you can actually see a bit of a bright light coming from what looks to be on the inside. There is an interior of the door. So I'm actually going to move you, and you have a peer through here. Now let me see if I can do this correctly. And so you have a pier inside, and on the inside you can see a rug. You can see a table with some mugs and some eating utensils. It looks like a kitchen table for preparing food. At the back of the room on the right, you can see another door and quite a bright light coming from behind the door. Like, the underneath of the gap. The door's closed, but in the gap of the door, from the floor to the door, you can see a decent light coming through.
I quietly tell the guys what I can see. And I say, hey, Chug, you weren't here last time, but rugs, what they do is they protect you from things. You should, when we get in there, stand on it.
Chug, not stand up, Rob.
I want to check if the door's open, if I can just open.
Yep. Yep, so you move forward, you try the door, and it is locked. Can I get you to roll an investigation check, please?
13.
13. Yeah, so the door is locked, but it's a simple lock. Just a simple lock. It wouldn't be too difficult to lockpick.
I'm going to try and lockpick it.
Yep, can I get you to roll the d20 and use your proficiency for thieves' tools?
I actually kind of forget how this works now. I think I landed on basically the equivalent of a dexterity check, which was the sleight of hand.
No, it's you roll a d20, but you're proficient in thieves' tools, so you get a +2, I believe, and also I think think you get your dex bonus as well.
Right. So I end up with +7.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. We'll check it, but yeah, I think that's how it goes.
I remember it being powerful, whatever it was. 16 is.
Yep. So it takes you just a quick second. You get your thieves' tools, pop your little metal rods in there and jiggle the lock, and it unlocks freely, and you're able to sort of push the door open.
Before he opens the door, do we just want to go check in the bushes? Because I can see bushes, and in any game I have, I check in the bushes.
See if there's any sharp sticks by those piles of sticks.
Yeah, I quickly tell him to stop, and I just come over here, and I want to have a quick squeeze in these little here bushes and see what I can see. Just like, not making noise, just push a branch out of the way.
Sure. Can I get you to make a dexterity check, please?
I'm gonna fucking die. Just watch it. 5 + 2, 7.
7. So you get into the bushes, but as you're sort of pushing around, the twigs are snapping, and it's starting to make a bit of a noise. But you're able to move through and see. Now I want to reveal. So you're able to reveal this part of the house and just see that there's an extra room on the side there within the bushes.
Do we hear anything triggered after Juan's noise?
Can I get you to make a perception check, please?
What's my perception? 21.
21? To the best of your knowledge, no, you could not hear any new disturbances or any sound coming from the house. I will say, because you rolled so high, however, actually, you can hear what sounds to be human chatter. You can't make out any words, but you feel that you can, or you thought that you heard some voices, some muffled voices coming from inside.
I was Chug here, people.
So there's 2 windows, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, I'll do a check on the other window.
Yep, I'll get your roll perception too, please.
Let me find this. What is it? Plus... $19.
Yep. So you have a peer in the window. You can just make out a table on the far right, and what looks to be a bit of a bucket or some sort of pail just immediately to the right of the window. I will say that you can also see between the pair of you and Juan that the space behind the door is clear.
Is clear?
Yes.
Alright, sweet. Think we should move it.
Yep. Get your stealth on, rogue.
I sneak in.
Okay. Can I get you to roll stealth?
18.
18. Yeah. So to the best of your knowledge, you feel hidden. You're able to keep low to the ground, move very, very silently into the house and have a look. As you step in, the voices which Chug heard are audibly louder, and you can hear chatter on the other side.
Did we unlock the door?
Yes.
Yes. So I want to look just around like this door area over here. That's like me pointing. I want to look around there and maybe just around the entrance to see if there's anything that might look like if someone were to stand near it, make a noise, anything that could alert someone to us being there.
So how are you going to look and do that? Do you want to describe how?
Well, in the case of like the door, I suppose I'd be looking up and around it and on the floor to see if there's anything like, say, broken glass that people could stand on. If it looks like there's a trap, something like that.
Oh, okay. So you're scouting the room to see if there's anything that could perhaps make a noise or a trap or something on the floor. Is that correct?
Yep.
Can I get you to roll investigation, please?
22.
22. To the best of your knowledge, the room looks clear. You can't see any traps. The house itself is fairly, for its state, there's nothing extra on the floor. The floor is a wooden floorboards, which are sort of, just wooden floorboards which run across the room. They do have a bit of a squeak if you press on them, but if you take your time, you know that you'll be able to maneuver your weight across the floor without making a noise.
Cool. Well, I'll probably just like sort of tell the others to watch the floorboards. They're squeaky. What is this? Is this another door over here?
Alright, so,
This over here?
sorry, I will describe the room now that you've entered it. So, there is a fireplace immediately on the left of the door when you enter. There's a kitchen table for preparing food next to the fireplace. Next to that kitchen table, there is another door to another room of the house. Straight ahead on the far wall, there's a couple of paintings hanging on the wall, but there's also a door there, and then to the right of that door, there's another sort of like little wardrobe or sort of corner unit with a couple of shelving pieces in it. And then to the right of that again, there's another door. On the far right of the room, you can see quite a large sort of pail or bucket, which looks to be used for trash and such.
The door is solid wood.
Yes, yeah, it's all constructed of wood.
Like, is there keyholes or anything like that?
No, there's no interior locks.
Cool. So this door here looks like there's light coming underneath it. Yeah.
Yes, a flickering yellow light.
Does it seem like the voices are probably coming from the?
Yes, because you rolled so high on your investigation. Yes, you can discern that the voices are coming from that space.
Cool. Well, I'd probably like tell the others, and then I'd be wondering what everyone wants to do as far as should we go through this door or maybe check out some of the other doors on the side.
Well, from looking over down below, we know that there's a small room off the side. Might be a way to have two of us come around, two of us come from the side. Or do we just pretend like we're travelers and knock on the door?
That sounds boring. I think we
Yes.
sneak around.
Oh, because all we know is that there was a room that was glowy, and that's it.
And we heard voices, so we know there's people there. As soon as we open one door, they're gonna effectively know we're here. If we're quiet, not quiet enough.
If we make noise. I
Do we know
reckon,
that they're evil here, or
yeah. Or through this door here.
no? But do we know? How do we know that they're evil people? Is what I'm saying. All we have was there was a glowy house on a hill.
No, we've heard voices.
Yeah, but do we know?
I mean, from the investigation I did, it sounds like they're on the other side of this door.
Divine sense.
I
We already have the indication that they're behind that.
No,
Yeah,
I'll butt in and say,
I-
yeah, one's trying to say to determine their goal. Like, are they an evil character? Or is it just two people living in a house having a conversation? That's one's question.
Sure.
Maybe I don't know. How can we find out? Because from what I can remember, all we know is someone saw a light up on a hill.
Well, the pally can probably detect evil or something through the door, yeah?
Yeah, if I step in maybe and use divine sense as that description, I can get a general sense of if there's good or evil about.
Can you describe your spell there?
I linked it so you can read it.
I think you've got another one as well. Because that's divine sense. Isn't there another that lets you detect alignment or something?
That's if he's chosen that spell, though.
I'm thinking of the one that you get for free, or is that Divine Scent?
I think that is Divine Scent. So I can use it 3 times. I just don't. It doesn't use spell slot.
So Define Sense. As an action, you can detect good and evil until the end of the next turn. You can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. You use this feature 3 times per long rest. So you can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell. So what does it mean by the Hallow spell? Or know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet.
That is not behind total cover.
So walls
Yeah.
would sort of block that, wouldn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Alright, so maybe we need to knock on the door or start a conversation, and then I can do it in the back.
Yeah. What if, like, 2 of us hid in the bushes, one either side, and 2 just knock on the door?
Shoddy hiding.
Shoddy hiding. It turns out I'm not good at talking. Unless we want it to go that way rapidly, I can.
Well, Dodrick
I'm gonna
can
hide
stay
the bucket.
in the house, yeah.
Oh yeah, you could hide there in the house, and we could knock on the door, and then you can be like, "Hey, stop!"
I like it.
Yeah, let's do that.
So our positions as we are, except dude in the
Well,
can.
I can knock on the door. Do you two want to say maybe step aside from the windows so you're not visible?
Might relock this door as well and make sure it's closed, so they're not sus.
Well, if they're doing that, I'm going to attempt to hide in these north bushes.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I want to be, yeah. Like, is that cover, Darty? Like, I'm on the corner of that bush.
Yeah, you can consider yourself within the bush with a bit of an action there.
Wait, all right. Get your knock on, Fuzz. I mean, Chug.
Yep, Chug, knock on the door. Bang, bang, bang.
Alright, so Doderick, can I get you to roll actually, all 3 of you who are hiding, can I get you to all roll stealth checks, please?
16.
I got a natural 20.
Yeah.
Jeez. What do I add to my stealth? Oh, I did +0. 12.
12. Okay. Alright, so Chug, you bang on the door quite audibly. With a loud, boom, 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 just knock on the door. As you do so, you wait. And you wait some more. And there's no answer. Dodrick, can I get you to roll a perception check since you're inside the house, please?
Got a 10.
10. You heard that the conversation stopped. However, you hear nothing more.
Knock again.
Yeah, knock again.
Alright, so again, you hear bang, bang, bang on the door. And Doderick, can I get you to again roll perception?
We're in the love shack, baby.
I got a natural 20.
Natural 20. You hear a couple of voices, except for this time you hear them actually fairly clearly. You hear, there's someone at the door. You need to check them. Make them go away. And then the door opens and you see a dwarf enter through. So I didn't mean to reveal that space in there. And he comes through. He's cloaked and hooded, and he's holding a staff with a red gem just affixed to the top of this wooden sort of very bent. I'm trying to pick the word. There's a word for such a woven, old sort of. It almost looks like a tree root as it sort of comes down, and he opens.
It's like Gandalf stuff.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, yeah. He opens the door and he sees the Chug, the half orc there, and he says, "Yes. What do you want?"
Chug lost. What place is this?
This is a personal, private property, very private. You have to go. I'm not going to help you. You can follow the path behind you. It'll lead you back to the road. Good day. He closes the door. It doesn't give you a chance to respond, and then heads back inside.
Just out of curiosity, was Chug wearing the guard uniform at the time?
Yes.
All right, so the door's shut.
Yep.
This is the window, right? Just next to me.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just going to slide it open a little bit and just say to the others that what I heard, they said that we needed to be, they wanted us to go away, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay.
I also unlock that door again as well.
I'd be all like, hey, before you close the window and move back to that bucket that you're in, you should have a look-see in that little door to your right. Just crack it and have a look.
Fine. All right, I check if that door's open.
Yeah.
And
And it's
while he's doing that, do I have visibility of him from where I am?
you have very limited visibility from your angle, considering you're hiding in the bushes. You could draw a line, but you've hidden in the bush and you're crouched. So,
Yeah, there we go. So if I get up to the window, I just want to, if he gets nabbed, I want to be able to watch it.
Yep. Yeah, you can do that from the window.
I move in also.
It'd be so funny if someone walked in there to see these two mugs just staring in through the windows. All right, Zodix, so you got to try the door. So the door is unlocked. You'll be able to open it freely.
Well, so this like bucket that's here,
Mm.
do you think that, how tall is the bucket? Does it seem like it would be tall enough for me to like lodge underneath the handle of this door over here?
As in to use it to wedge it between the door. It would be probably a good half a meter or so off the ground. Also, maybe just a bit more than a half a meter, maybe 70 or 80 centimeters. For you as a halfling, you can squeeze yourself in there, no worries. But a bigger character like Juan or Lefner, they would not be able to fit.
Right. Oh, and actually, does there appear to be a lock on this door that's in front of me?
No, there's no interior. No lock on that door. No.
Right. I'm just thinking of a way that I can like seal that. That's all right. I open this door and I want to have a look in.
Okay.
You need to unlock the main door so we can come in.
He already
Already
has.
did.
He already did.
So as you open the door opens from the left and swings around to the right, and you just sort of open it at just a few degrees or whatnot, and you can have a peer in, and you can see that this room is a bedroom. You can see a bed on the right hand side towards the end, and as you peer in you can see a table with a lantern beside the bed at the end, a large rug at the bottom.
So I just want to listen to see if I can hear anything, like maybe somebody breathing, maybe someone might be asleep in there, or
Okay.
someone hot.
Roll perception.
12.
12. No, you can't hear anything audible coming from that room.
I'm gonna walk in.
Okay. Now, because you're doing this quietly, can I get you to make a stealth check, please?
25.
You very expertly and silently enter this particular room. You can see that Yeah, there's a table behind the door with some parchment and some quills on the desk. Yeah, large yellowish rug underneath the bed. It does look lived in. The sheets are sort of torn back a little bit. The pillow's scruffy and looks like it's been used. And yeah, an oil lantern beside the bed.
I want to just check like any drawers, any papers, see what might be written on them. Any like necklaces, maybe indication of a cult or
Yeah,
just
sure.
anything weird.
I'll get you to roll investigation, please.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
I'm on fire.
You are, jeez. Yeah, you go through the notes, and yeah, you can see. Now, can I get you to make an Arcana check, please?
21.
21. So you go through the notes on the desk that's behind the door, and you find a good bunch of notes which you can discern as enchanter's notes. And there seem to be mathematical equations and runes, and it seems to be some sort of spell which is using, and you see this referenced a whole heap, a crystal called a Zimbora-like crystal.
Can he read them?
No, they're very advanced. You, as not a practiced enchanter, you sort of, it's like looking at advanced maths. You know that it's a mathematical equation, but to discern what it actually is beyond your reasoning at the moment. Actually, no. Look. Let's say it. Can you roll an intelligence check, please?
I am a what is it? I'm the type of rogue that
Yeah,
can use
arcane
magic.
trickster.
Or you could have just taken it, brought it outside, and left and could have a go.
It's in denominator.
Intelligence, I'm not bullshitting here, 23.
So you look at these equations and formulas that's written out on these notes. While some of these are incredibly advanced, you do manage to piece together that whoever is writing these notes is attempting to do something with human souls and the Zimbora-like crystal, and is attempting to combine the two.
Sorry, he's trying to combine the two, being the Zimbora crystal and what?
A human soul.
That's some dark shit.
I like.
Alright. Have I fully investigated this room?
You have. Now, it did take you a little bit to go through, so about 15-20 minutes have passed while you've had to study these notes with intense intense detail. While you've done so, can I get you to roll another perception check, please?
16.
16. You haven't heard anything new. Conversation seems to have begun again in the room, but it's also it's on and off. It's very quiet. It's almost it's on and off.
I'm gonna sneak back to the others at the door. I'm gonna give this documents on the enchanting thing to Lefner, because it seems kind of his field, and just tell him what I think about it, so everyone knows.
Okay.
And then see what they want to do.
All right. So as you're handing these documents, can I get you to once again roll a perception check, please?
21.
21. You begin to hear footsteps from the room behind you, and it sounds like it's heading towards. Now, let's see if I can. How can I?
How thick is the glass while you're doing that?
Oh, it's just your single pane glass, your typical house windows.
I would have ready a crossbow and aim it through it. It'd have no issues.
If the window's shut, you'd have to.
Yeah, but it's a crossbow. It's a borderline bullet.
Oh, you could attempt to fire it through the glass window.
Yeah,
breaking it.
that's what I'm planning.
Okay.
I just want to ready
Your
it,
face.
you know?
So I was looking to see if there's something that I can use to highlight a space, but there's not. So the do freehand. This door here, which I've marked in the red there, you can hear footsteps coming towards that door. You have a couple of seconds to react.
Okay. I'm gonna just say to the others, someone's coming, and jump in.
Is this a full body size window, or is there a window shelf?
It would be about half a meter. Oh, yeah, it's about 80 or so centimeters wide, so a good width, and about a meter or so tall. So it's pretty big.
But does it start halfway at my body?
Yes, so halfway up, yes, and the window's broken in two, and you slide the window up.
Okay. I tell the others to go prone, and I hide in the bush.
Okay.
I go prone.
Is the door
Can I
closed?
get everybody to make stealth checks, please? Also, Doderick, can I actually get you to make yours with disadvantage?
I got a 2.
So did I. So I got 9.
9.
I have 1, but I have a -1 to stealth, so I'm on 0.
So you're natural 1.
So, when Doderick says somebody's coming, everybody panics. One, what was your score?
I got an 11.
Okay, so everybody panics and they hit the deck and run to the side, and you're kicking the sides of the walls and you land on the ground. Left, no, you've just dropped prone, but you landed on some rocks and you just gone, oh! You let out like an audible sound as you hit it because it's actually quite painful. Doderick, you've leapt towards the bin and you've made it in, but just as the door opens and the character that entered the room does see you attempt. Actually, no. Hold on. I'll wind that back. Now it is his. Yeah, he clearly saw you lunge into the bin. He stops and opens and goes, "What is this?" And he just walks over the bin and sort of, looks in there and, get out of my house, get out! He's screaming and he's trying to push you out.
I'd like to pull my short sword and attempt to impale him in the.
An attempt to what?
Shove my sword in his head.
Can I get you to make an attack roll, please?
So is this initiative or attack?
You're doing an attack roll.
I got 18.
18. So you draw your sword, and as you thrust it towards his head, he was actually incredibly quick, and he brings his staff in front and deflects the blow, and he screams out, "Help! I'm under attack! Help!" Can I get you all to roll initiative, please?
Do I get advantage because I'm prone?
I got 6.
Natural 20. 19, because I had -1 initiative.
The natural still works though, doesn't it? Like, it doesn't go down to a 19.
No, it does.
I think
Yeah.
it's the only place it doesn't help.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got a 9.
Suppose.
Doderick, what'd you get?
For initiative, I got 21.
And what do you get, 1? 6?
Yep.
Hey, if my spell list says known spells 2/4, Does that mean I should have 2 more spells on top of that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll sort it out after this game. I'll just be like a bit dumb for a little bit.
So Dodric, it is your move. Sorry, I will move him because he did come over to investigate the bin.
Well, I think I'm just going to take a swing at him.
Can you roll? Yeah, roll attack.
Nine.
9.
Yeah.
So as the man of the staff, he sort of deflected your first blow. You again charge at him with the dagger or the short sword.
Short sword.
Short sword. So you drive the short sword again towards him, and he just sort of very swiftly just sort of steps back and deflects your blow. And he's just like you just hear him, fuck, stop, go away. And he's just
All right. Now I think you might remember my 2-weapon fighting. I can just do another attack, right, with my other sword.
Yeah.
And the other.
Yeah. So you roll attack
Yeah,
again.
you don't get your advantage on the second one though.
You don't get your proficiency.
Yeah, your plus whatever. You just get the default
The
roll.
attack roll.
Right. Do I get it? So I don't get it to hit. Do I get plus to hit?
You get plus to hit, but you don't get the proficiency bonus for using a proficient weapon, which is generally like a +2 or something.
10 to hit.
10. So yeah, you follow up with the dagger as well, and you just sort of, amply just sort of.
It's actually another short sword.
Oh, is it another short sword? Sorry, I thought you had I was convinced you had a dagger and a short sword. All right, so the second short sword, you drive it forward, and again. He just sort of predicts it and just swats your hand away with the staff, deflecting it. Chug, it is your go.
Chug runs into that, and I cast divine. Is it channel divinity? And I'm gonna use it for nature's to basically try and ensnare him.
So it says you present your holy symbol and each Fey or Fiend within 30 feet. So you can do that, that's fine. But he's not a Fey or a Fiend for channel divinity. Oh, sorry, hang on, you're using Nature's Wrath. Apologies.
Yes.
I was reading Turn the Faithless. So you're using Nature's Wrath?
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't do any damage, I just want to ensnare him.
Alright, so as an action, you cause spectral vines to spring up and reach for a creature within 10 feet of you that you can see. The creature must succeed on a strength or dex throw, its choice, or be restrained. So it is going to attempt on a dex, and it passes.
Boo. That's it, I don't think I can do anymore.
Okay.
Because I did that as an action, didn't I?
Yes. Yep. Alright, so the figure that you and Doderick are standing with, he's actually going to disengage, and he's going to run for the door.
Does that mean I get to swing at him?
No, he's disengaged as his action, so he's. See what is it for? He's running for. Yeah, he's running, and you just hear him go, "Help! You know, I'm being attacked. Deal with them. I can't have this." And the next action is actually a character that is familiar to you guys and comes running through. And you recognize him as Brotor, the dwarf that you rescued in the mine. And he runs through, and as soon as he enters, he sort of stops and realizes who you are, and you just hear him say, "Shit!" And he is going to pull out a sling, and he's going to fling a rock towards Chug.
Wait, so this was the first one we rescued, right? Brotor, and it was two dwarves locked in a cage.
Yes.
And they said they were miners.
Yes.
How is he dressed?
You left him out. Oh, how is he clothed?
Yeah.
Like, what is he wearing?
Yes.
He just has just like a grey shirt with some brown pants and such. It's all tied. If you remember, actually, I'll get you to roll history if you've forgotten.
All right. Well, it's more, is he in robes? What are akin to the cultist robes?
No, he's not familiar with the cultist sort of cultist robes or the cultist appearance. He is in his own commoner's outfit.
Okay. Then, yeah, I won't worry about the history check.
Okay. And yeah, so you see Brotor there. He's tried to load up a sling and just fling a rock towards Chug. However, it just goes wide and misses. And he says, "You." He goes, I really didn't want to have to do this. And he just sort of braces himself and gets ready and prepare. You see he's holding a great axe, and he's just holding it with both hands, and he's just ready to charge. And what also happens is, now this is the wrong model for what I wanted to use. I was really trying to find it. I've used a demon to sort of represent it, but it's actually a human sort of fire sprite.
So it's a magical sprite.
Yes.
Okay.
Which would be a fey sort of creature. And you hear actually, can I get you Dodric, can I get you to roll investigation, please? I'm just sort of backstepping a little bit. Because you've rolled so high, I want to see if you're able to piece this part together.
I only got a 10 for this one.
A 10? Okay. So no new information. But you hear the voice come from the back room, and you just hear, attack them, deal with these intruders, and this fire sprite comes out of the room as well, and stands behind or to the side of Brotor, and it's going to attack with a firebolt spell, and just sort of raise its hand and shoot off a firebolt. And it's going to be aimed at Chug, and the firebolt misses and strikes the back of the house just next to the window. And you see part of the house is now starting to burn. Like it's hit there and it's just caught a flame on the back, and it's just starting to burn. Lefner, it is your turn.
Jesus, one, what did you do? Alright, well, because we dropped prone, I'm going to stand up. Because that takes, what, half my movement?
Half your movement, yep.
Okay. And then I will... what's that? So I think move the other 3, which is their 5 yards, yep.
Yep.
I kind of want to try and talk to Brothel, but this kind of spirit's a bit of a bitch, so I'm just going to Eldritch Blast the Fey spirit.
Okay.
Now let me do my...
Remember, it's a fire spirit.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast is not fire damage, it's 4. So it's just like being punched, right? Well,
Yeah.
Not bludgeoning, but it's not an element, or it's the element force, right?
Yep.
Okay. 16 plus 5, 21.
21. That's a hit. Roll damage.
4.
4 damage. Okay.
Yep.
So you let go of an Eldritch Blast, and this force bolt just leaves your hand and just strikes the Fae. And you sort of see it strike, and as it hits, you see this eruption and flames just shoot out behind it. You see part of its arm and everything just sort of disintegrate and disappear, and then the flame sort of rebuilds and covers up all over it. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So it reforms again.
And with my bonus action, can I yell to say, "What the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
What is this place? Why are you attacking us?" And that'll be my turn.
Okay. 1. It's your turn.
All right. So, what was Rothall wearing?
It's just a commoner's outfit, grey shirt and cotton sort of shirt. It's quite dirty, and he's just got sort of brown sort of leather pants with sort of a bit of a rope, sort of holding him up. The shirt sort of goes over the pants.
All right. That'll be. All right. I cast Hideous Laughter. Can I cast a spell through the window? Is that fine?
You'll need to use your action to open the window. First, you can attempt to cast it through the window. I don't know, do you just need line of sight for Hideous Laughter?
Creature choice that you can see within range. Yeah.
Yep. So you can go. That'll go through the window.
Wait. All right. I cast that on. Shit. What do we think's more scary, the Brothole or the demon? Oh, if I disable Butthurt, and we kill the demon, then we can try and question him and see what the shit's going on. I like that. Let's do that. All right. I cast Hideous Laughter on Butthurt.
Yep.
He has to make a 13 Wisdom saving throw.
He passes with a 16 plus his modifier.
Fuck off, he does.
Do you have any other action?
Nah, not anymore. I'd like to kind of. Oh, whereabouts did the fire hit? Was it at the window of the wall I'm at, or at the?
The window behind Lefner, because it was aimed at Chug.
Alright, I'd like to kind of half lower myself so my head's poking up and through the window, but the rest of me is covered.
Okay.
And that's it.
I was trying to remove that. Let's see if, sorry. Let's see if I can find something.
Was it how cover works?
No. I'm actually just looking to see if I can find a flame. It's not going to let me.
If you alt drag, you should be able to move it halfway over a wall.
Why? So alt drag.
Yeah, hold alt and then drag it.
Okay. Cool. Alright, thanks for that. So you got a flame burning at the back there. I also should say the fire spirit is just sort of floating across the air. It's just sort of doing like a bit of an Iron Man sort of pose and just sort of gliding around. And yeah, it doesn't need to physically touch the ground to move around. Alright, so that is the end of the round. So top of the round, Doderick, your turn.
I think I am going to try to throw a dagger at Rottle from where I am.
Okay.
So I got 21 to hit.
Yep, that hits. Roll damage.
Six damage.
Cool. So you let this dagger just, very nimbly just toss it out, and very expertly, and the dagger flies, and you see it just stick into Brotor's shoulder. He just wasn't prepared for such a lightning quick blow, and the dagger just sticks into his left chest and just lets out an audible like as he cops it. You see blood just sort of staining the grey shirt from the dagger, and the dagger just sort of he sort of grabs it and just sort of rips it out and throws it to the ground, and just this red stain just appear.
And then I'm going to try again with another dagger. I'm going to
Okay.
aim for his thigh, leg. I want to get him.
Alright, roll attack.
17.
17, that hits. Roll damage.
3.
3. So you let go another dagger, and this one doesn't stick, but as it's spinning, it sort of comes through and cuts into his leg there, and he just sort of winces in pain, and sort of stands up again. Chug, your turn. Are you doing any movement or anything else with your action before?
I might.
Hold on, no, sorry,
might-
Doderick, are you still hiding in the bin or whatever?
I might just crawl onto the roof. So I'm inverted.
Ah, okay, you're gonna run up the wall and stand upside down on the ceiling. Awesome. All right, Chug, it's your turn.
I'm still on the idea that we might be able to convince Brothel, or whatever his name is, to throw us
Brothel.
stuff. So I'm going to cast Command, and I'm sort of point at him and just say drop, so he drops his big axe.
So, command. I just want to see. What that
I'm so
is.
jelly at command.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Command. Speak one word to a creature you can see within range. Target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw, or follow the command on its next turn. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to read drop to see what it is, because if you say drop to a dog, then it goes prone.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's being a fucking dog.
Alright, so.
I've got grovel for that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Cool. Alright, so I have to do a wisdom, and here's a saving throw of 12. And he has rolled a 19 plus his modifier. Sorry.
Fucking Dodrick.
So do you speak the command word? So okay, so you physically speak it. Cool.
I say drop.
Yeah, so you say drop, and Rothor just sort of, you just sit there and he's just like, you're getting ready, just that battle sound, he's getting ready to charge. Are you doing anything else?
Can I unhilt my maul and put it in my hand if I haven't already? But I don't think I can ready up if that's an action.
No, I believe you can interact with a single object as a bonus action, so yes, you can prepare your maul with that, that's fine. So no movement, you're staying where you are?
Yep.
Cool. Alright, so the next thing, now I will say that this door has been left open, therefore you guys can actually see a little bit straight behind. Okay.
No one's gone. Did we manage to actually do anything with this guy, or?
Brodo's been attacked, and the Fey monster's been attacked.
Yeah.
So they've both taken some form of damage.
So, what you hear is the character at the back. He's like, he screams out, "Deal with them, Brotwell! I can't be seen here!" And he just bolts and makes it for the door, opens it, and flees.
Should I go get our horse and chase him?
So we've got vision of that room, or some of that room, and understandably we can see the door. When he opens it to flee, do we see that it opens up to another section of the house or to outside?
It's. Can I get you to roll perception, please?
Natural 20.
Extra 20. It opens up to outside. So I will, actually, because that's a window, let's say that you're able to see him through that.
How far are we from our horse?
100 meters or something, wasn't it?
You left your horse back down on the road, didn't you?
No, we brought it into the jungle with us.
Oh, I thought you left it on the road.
It's a pack horse.
Well, I would say that your horse. Did you ride it up to the house, or did you leave it well and truly back?
I think it was at the tree line we left it.
Okay, let's say that your horse is.
Has one ugly ass horse.
Yeah. What's it doing? Why can't I select that? Ah, sorry, that's why. That one.
Jeez, it's been eating a lot.
So let's say you just left him around there. Or would you have left it down the south side? Up to you.
He's fine there.
Yeah, looks good.
So, alright, so that character, yeah, has fled the house. Brothor, what did you say to Brothor, sorry, Lefner, on your turn?
I said, what the hell? Like, what? Why are you attacking us? What is going on?
So Brothor, as he charges, he sort of readies the great axe and just runs towards Chug, and he goes, he just sort of screams. He goes, "You shouldn't be here. This doesn't concern you at all, my master." He just sort of swings and sort of trails off at his breath. Clearly, just puts all of his focus into the swing. But clearly, he's a little bit distracted, and as he sort of swings the great axe down, Chug, you're just able to sort of anticipate it and move to the side, and this axe just sort of comes down and splinters and like gets stuck to the floor. And you see Brothor just reefs the axe back out of the floor, bits of floorboard stuck to the axe, and he just sort of picks it off and gets ready for another swing. The fire sprite, it's going to move sort of very dancily just down towards, and it's going to float on top of the table over here, and again let go another firebolt. This time returning fire to you, Lefner. However, it goes wide yet again, and you're able to anticipate it and just duck your head as this firebolt just sort of strikes, and haha, it does work. It strikes the floor behind you, and again, fire just erupts from the dry, splintered walls and starts to burn and combust. Lefner, it's your turn.
Okay. Alright. I am.
The magic carpet.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm on the game plan of trying to get more information out of Brothel, I am going to cast Hideous Laughter at him.
Okay. What does he need to roll the save?
Attack save Wiz 13.
Ooh. Let me set his modifier. He fails.
Okay. So, creature of your choice that you can see in range perceives everything hilariously funny, falls in a fit of laughter if this spell affects it. So you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone. So he's prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. At the end of each of his turns, each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. The target has advantage on the saving throw if it's triggered by damage. Okay, so if we attack, he'll always have advantage to try and get off it. All right.
Cool.
And because don't want my my awesome wisdom hat to go on fire, I am going to move. Wait, now that he's prone, I can move past without retaliation, right?
Correct.
And he's also incapacitated, so.
I'm going to move into the bedroom that I know is relatively safe because of Dodric.
Okay. Cool. Now you should be able to click and then angle your little dude around with the so if you wanted to, if you use the alt, you should be able to get a more custom angle when you're turning him, if you wanted.
Oh yeah, I know, but this is fine.
Yeah, cool. All right, so Vrothor, he just after he readies his axe, he just sort of sits there and goes, and he just starts this big grin just splits across his face, and he just starts cackling with this manic laughter and just falls onto his back. The axe just sort of drops to his immediate side, and he's just rolling around, just laughing hysterically. Juan, it's your turn.
All right. So can I shoot my crossbow at that little fey thing?
The window is closed.
Yep, I want to shoot through it. It's a crossbow. Should be
Okay.
good.
Can you make the attack with disadvantage, please?
Disadvantage? What the fuck is that? What if I move up to there, to the door?
That's fine. Make your attack.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. Oh, that's no good. Just give me a second. Might not be terrible. Action, attack. So it's 6.
So you fire this crossbow bolt towards the sprite and just sort of just goes completely wide. It goes, you just hear that as the bolt just sort of vibrates as it gets stuck in the wooden wall behind it. Did you do anything else?
Nah, can't anymore. No,
Okay.
no.
All right. Doderick, again, it's your turn.
I think that I am gonna run across the ceiling above this fire thing and just try and sort of drop on top of it and stab it with my short sword.
Okay. I'll get you to make. What's your movement?
25 feet.
So your movement actually means that you would be just there, which is enough, I suppose, to still make the attack. But
It says 20 feet to me going
that's on the diagonal. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, we'll go with that. Sure. So I was playing it in squares, so we can only move left and right and up and down. But that's fine. I'm happy to do that. Sure. Make an attack roll, please.
24 to hit for the first one.
Yep. Okay. Roll damage.
7 damage.
Cool. Are you following that with a second attack?
Yeah.
All right. Can I get you to make the second attack, please?
10 for the second attack. Is that a hit?
That is not. All right. So as you you come down, with both swords, and you just sort of come down on top of it. The spirit just sort of sees you and attempts to duck back towards the to the right, but you manage to catch it with one of your swords, and you sort of carve it through the spirit. As you feel that the spirit is hot, and this radiant heat just sort of hits you and burns your flesh as you sort of comes down. It doesn't cause pain, but you're just like, being way too close to a fire. And you drive the sword, and you just sort of feel it. It just sort of swishes straight through it without giving any real resistance with the sword. And you see it just sort of cuts and sort of splits the spirit in two, and then it just sort of burns and sort of reforms. Yet it's not quite the same. You can see that your sword has actually had, a very minor impact as it has reformed, but it has sort of rebuilt itself. You sort of feel. Actually, can I get you to roll investigation, just on that? I think that's the wrong roll, but I'll get you to do that one.
15.
15. So you sort of feel that your slashing and physical attacks just aren't incredibly effective.
Cool. That's me, I guess.
All right, Chug, you'll go.
I don't want to kill him, but I think if I attack him, I might.
Now, I can say that you could actually deal an attack and say my intention is to, knock him out. Like, an attack doesn't have to be a mortal, yeah. It doesn't actually have to be a finishing blow. You can say I make an attack, but with the intent of incapacitating him rather than slaying him.
So Buzz, he's out for 10 rounds, just sitting there laughing. If we hit him, he gets chances to get out of it more than normally.
Every turn he has a chance to get out, though.
Yeah, every turn he does. But you have advantage against somebody who's prone.
Yeah. I was gonna try maybe just shouting at him and intimidate him to do something instead of using.
Try and hog tie the bitch.
Take his weapon away.
Oh yeah, try and steal it.
Didn't he already drop it? Oh no, he failed that.
Yeah, alright.
He did. No, I did narrate and say that he dropped his axe as he landed on the ground.
Oh, kick it.
Can I grab his axe and then stand over him? As an action.
Yes. Yes, you can.
Or am I better off just grappling him, holding him in place?
Grapple's good.
I'll leave the axe, and then someone else can pick it up, and I'll try and just grapple him, hold him down.
Alright, can I get you to make a strength check with advantage, please? It's against his strength as well.
23.
He rolled.
But he can't do any action though.
No, it's still a grapple is still a contest against him. However,
wouldn't you be at disadvantage?
Hey, he did roll a nat 20, but yes, actually he should be at disadvantage. That is correct. I'm not shitting you. 20 to a 1. So, yeah.
Is it too late to use cutting words and try and reduce him?
Grappling him right now.
Yeah, I think grappling is pretty good.
It is too late. We've gone a couple of turns through one. Sorry. Now, I will say that because he's roll a 1 and your size against this dwarf Chug, you just sort of dived on top of him with the intent just to sort of land on him and constrain him. But your significant weight, you just hit him and landed on him, and you've knocked him out cold for a second. And he's just sort of limp in your arms.
Nailed it.
Now, I am actually going to roll for Brotor. So he's failed the wisdom, but again, he'll take no action this turn. The fire sprite is again going to dart and move away from the doom, and just is going to shift lightly, and it's going to fire not one but 2 firebolts at you, Dodric.
Is that a disengage?
Hey, yes, it provides an attack of opportunity for you as it moves and shifts away. So I'll let you have that attack.
Go, Dodric, go.
Okay. Am I just using? I attack with like my short sword, so I get the plus to hit for that.
Hey.
I'm attacking with my short sword, so I do get the plus to hit.
Yeah, you could get plus to hit still.
Yeah.
Yep.
22.
22.
Yep.
Can I get your roll damage?
10 damage.
10 damage. Cool. So you just, as it sort of shifts away, you just quickly just sort of slash through the center of it, and you sort of cut it clean. And again, it just sort of burns and reforms itself as it moves away. Now, it fires these 2 firebolts back at you. It had an 18 to hit and an 11. What's your AC?
15.
15. So the first one, first firebolt sort of strikes you on your upper chest, and it deals. Sorry, I rolled the wrong die. I don't really want to roll a d20 for damage. 6 points of fire damage. And your armor is actually now sort of burning in a flame.
Oh.
And another hit just sort of hits behind it, and so the second firebolt that missed has struck the table, and it's now catching alight. The first flame as well has now gotten considerably bigger, as the second one is also starting to grow as well.
That means my turn again.
It is the sprite, so Lefner, it's your turn.
Okay. Should probably keep dealing with this guy. Alright, I move to the doorway, so I got line of sight of the sprite, and I will. Now, they're not classed as undead, are they?
No. Can I get you to roll survival for me, please?
Survival, okay. Yep. 21.
21? Yeah, so you recognize this as an elemental. Yeah. So not an undead, but an elemental.
Okay. Elementals have pretty high wisdom, hey?
They can.
Okay, alright. I'm going to cast Chill at the element.
Yep.
Now I gotta roll. Okay. Oh, 1. I'm not gonna add my thing to it.
So you cast Chill Touch, is it?
Yeah.
So you actually have to be within physical range because you've got to actually touch it.
No,
Is
it's
it?
120 feet.
Oh, really? Ah.
Yeah, so I create a ghostly skeletal hand in the space of a creature within. Make a ranged spell attack against a creature will assail for Chill for the grave.
Yeah, cool. So you use Chill Touch and just, I'm not sure how you fumble it, but you completely miss it and just spray all this frost just underneath it. And just sort of immediately it melts with the heat of the fire sprite's body. You just see all this steam just sort of evaporate from where the ice was briefly on the floor.
I should mention it's a necrotic damage on that spell.
Is
so
it? Okay.
yeah, I mean you can make frost be necrotic, but yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just got the chill
That's
touch
okay.
and just thought that was frost. My bad.
No, it's fine.
So, have you got
That'll
any
be
other
me.
action?
Well, I've moved, done an action. I can't move again, can I?
No, you can continue to move.
Okay.
Sorry, this isn't like Arcadia Quest. You get to spend your full movement.
Oh, okay. All right. I will move back to where I was.
Okay.
And that's it.
One. It's your turn.
I look around. Can I see any obvious sources of water?
Can you make a perception, please?
When was the last time you took a piss?
16. I don't know if I pushed the button or not.
Unfortunately, you can't see any obvious source. There's a couple of very minor puddles underneath the bushes and shrubs to your north. However, perhaps not enough for that water on its own to put out any of the fire.
You might have a water skin in your inventory.
True. Could
It'll be full of alcohol.
be. I do have a tent. No, I haven't. That's annoying. All right, cool. So that little dude, I want to. So we've decided if I cast a spell, I can't do that. All right. All my cool spells now have like saves on them. They didn't used to have saves. This is bullshit. Alright, I cast. Yep. Dissonant Whispers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is? Do I have to read it out? Or
I've got the spell. I'm looking at it now.
Sweet. You get to roll a save.
Okay. Are you casting that on the sprite?
Wait, is the attack save? Is that both of us roll I roll a wisdom?
No. Because it's a
It's
save.
just yeah.
It is an automatic hit, and I see if I resist.
Yeah, I'm doing it on the fire demon.
Okay. It's a 14.
It's a ripperoo.
As aids.
Sorry, I'm rolling pretty well today.
Cool. And after that, I run back here and duck down again, just to give me a little bit of cover.
Cool. Dodrick, it is your turn.
So I'm presently on fire.
You are. Actually, before your turn starts, because you are on fire, can you take 4 points of fire damage, please?
Okay. Well, I do have a water skin in my inventory, so I'm gonna rip that out and just pour it over myself and the fire.
Okay. Using your water skin, yeah, you pour it out, and it does snuff the flame out. However, I'm going to say that is your action.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any bonus action or anything else you wish to do?
I think the thing with my bonus action is, right, I can only attack with it.
Yeah, so you get a bonus action. Yeah, that's great. Do you have any other bonus action that you can take, though?
I do. Now, if I were to, say, run in the opposite direction, does that fire thing get to attack me? And why? Or do I have to be, really close to it or something? What constitutes running away?
You have to... so to cause an attack of opportunity, essentially you have to be within melee range. So if you're close enough for it to be physically reach out and strike you, that's what causes the attack of opportunity. Ranged people do not get attacks of opportunity because you move. That would just be insane.
Right.
And it's essentially like your ranged attacks and such generally require a good amount of reflex and such to shoot, or a good amount of concentration to direct a accurate attack. Whereas in melee range, it's more of a reflex. Like you try and leg it and move around, I just reach out and just grab you. It's a lot easier and a lot sort of less complicated. So hence why I believe that's a melee only rule.
Yeah. I think that I'm going to. So I can like use dash to like get to there, and then I can get into there. Because dash doubles my movement.
Yeah, can you use that as a bonus?
I can. I can dash, disengage, or hide.
Yep.
So I'm going to like place myself in here.
Okay. Sure. Chug.
The fire's going to take the house. Can I either carry or drag Brothel out? Or how far could I drag him?
I'll say half your movement.
Alright, so 15 feet. So could I make it out the door, or would I be in front of the door?
No, you can make it out the door.
I'd drag him, so because he's unconscious now, isn't he?
At the moment, yes.
Yep, I drag him out of the building. I can't pick him up.
Sure.
Cool.
Alright. Now I'm going to roll for Brothel. No, he is still unconscious. Now, the fire sprite, having everybody sort of left the building, is going to actually send another firebolt towards you, Chug, out the door. And that is a 15 to hit. Does that hit?
What do you
15
against my
AC.
11? So yeah.
Yep. Okay. You take 1 point of fire damage, and the back of your shirt has now engulfed in flame.
Yeah. I had a dwarf shield.
Lefner, here's your action.
Okay. I go back into vision, and we try and chill touch him again.
Okay. Wisdom save again.
No, I roll.
You're off. Okay.
7.
7. So again, the hand just sort of you try and you focus towards it. This time the sprite just sort of as the hand sort of forms next to it, the sprite just sort of darts away as it reaches and the hand and swings to grab it, but then just evaporates without coming in contact.
Okay.
Can I also can you close doors as part of it?
You can interact with any object as a bonus action. So yes, you can use a bonus action to close a door.
Okay.
I would suggest doing that, Jonah.
Mm.
And I might hit the thing very hard.
Okay, alright. Well, then I will move back, closing the door, so Dodrick and I are covered.
Okay. 1. It's your action.
We're not doing well against this fucking thing, are we? Have we even like dealt real damage?
I've done 4 points to it.
I did 10, but it didn't look effective. So I don't know if that means maybe it wasn't really 10, it was reduced or something.
Yeah. All right. I cast Vicious Mockery on it. And I say, hey, you call that hot? This is hot. And point at myself.
Nice. It fails.
Yay! It takes 1d4. Two! I did 2 damage, guys! And it's got disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes.
Nice. So your insult, you just see the head of the sprite just turn, just focus on you. You have caught its attention. Dodric, it is your turn.
I think I want to like try and smother the flame, or at least disorient it. So I can see there's like a rug on the floor here underneath the bed. So I think I might try and like drag this rug out from under it as like my action, I guess.
That makes it.
And then I guess I probably won't have enough time to like open the door and throw the rug on it. So I guess I at that point just want to like stand here ready with the rug so that on my next action I'm gonna like sort of run out and throw it over it.
Okay. Can I get you to make a strength check, please? Because you are attempting to rip it out from underneath the bed.
You're all out of water, aren't you? What if you douse?
I would probably. I don't know. It's probably up to Darty to decide how much water would be in my water. But that is a good idea if I wet the rug as well. Ten.
Chamber
10?
pot under
Yeah,
the
that's
bed.
fine. Hey? What'd you say?
Chamber pot under the bed. He can put himself out with.
Well, Dodric's not on fire. Chug's on
You
fire.
grab the rug, and with a degree of difficulty you pull, and the bed starts to shift with the rug, but eventually the rug does sort of reef free, and you're able to grab it and organise it and get back to the corner. No worries.
Would you say that there'd be like any water left in my water skin?
No, you have a little bit, but maybe just like a mouthful or two for drinking, but not an amount enough to soak a rug of that size. Because remember,
Cool,
like your
that's
water
fine.
skin is just like a small little thing. It might hold maybe a liter of water or 800 mils of water. If you're putting out a decent flame, you're going to throw the majority of that on there, and there'll be just a bit left in the bottom. Chug, you're up.
Right. I brought Thor is unconscious, so I can move away without being attacked in the nut.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move out. And do I hit the ground or?
Yeah, it's floating.
So I can't hit the ground.
Oh, you can hit the ground. You can, but I'm just saying, it floats.
Well, I would create. If I hit the ground, my maul would create a shockwave that would still hit that, would it not?
Yes, potentially.
I do that. I'm going to hit the ground because there's a chance it might fall prone if it fails a acrobatics check. Do I have to roll for hit, or do I just do it? It's not a direct attack.
I have to remember what the weapon is. Hold on.
Maul of mine are quaking.
Yeah, so it's just an action. So you can just say, I hit the ground. So, I'm going to roll. The sprite is unaffected. Now, in a 30-foot cube, so you also need to roll a d20, Fuzzy.
I'm going to lose my maul. 4? Yes, not well.
So 4.
Yep.
So as you strike the maul down, it just sends out this monstrous shockwave underneath. Unfortunately, you didn't quite hold your foot, and you just sort of stumble and fall prone yourself. Now, I want to... How do I draw my ruler? Where's that? What icon is the ruler? Why can I not find that? Why am I being so...
So fourth one down on the left with the drawings thing.
Ah, okay. So, alright, so 15-foot cube, so it'll be going from either sort of direction. Being behind a wall, left and Dodric, you guys are unaffected.
Is mine showing Dodric in the middle behind Chug? Is that wrong?
Yep.
Let's refresh.
Cool. So, Brotor. So Brotor begins to stir. He's sort of coming, back into conscious, but still sort of dazed and confused about what's just happened. He begins to wake. The fire sprite, it's going to dart out of or away from Chug's sort of presence and move over to here. And it's going to send a firebolt towards Chug.
Attack of opportunity first.
I'm prone. I don't think I get it, do I?
That is correct.
Correct. What? Everyone gets it.
No, he's prone. He knocked himself down.
No.
Yeah, that's 20 to hit, Chug. So it lands, and you take 6 points of fire damage.
Oh, was that with disadvantage?
Ah, it was not.
Yeah, I'm here for something, guys.
It rolled higher on the second one. So yeah, you take 6 points of fire damage, and a second flame is now engulfed and now building up on your armor.
Chug's not wearing... Oh, no, he's got
Oh,
a uniform on.
Yeah. And that uniform should provide some... Oh, we'll go over that later.
One.
Yeah, okay.
Weather, so it's
Lefner,
gonna be
it is
more
your turn.
flammable.
Okay. Just thinking what to do. Do I have... I don't have a rope. Okay. Alright. I'm going to... move out, open the door. What's that? 2, 3, 4, 5.
Go on to the other
Alright. No, not yet, because I don't know what's going on. I'm going to stand, and I'm going to try again to chill touch him.
Okay. Roll attack.
17.
That hits. Roll damage.
Yeah. 6 necrotic damage.
6 necrotic damage. Cool.
Yep.
So this hand just reaches out. This time sort of grabs it. Except for, unlike any other interaction, this chill touch actually full on looks like it latches on to the sprite and sort of grabs it. You can just see the sprite just immediately winces and tries to free itself from the hand. And as it sort of disappears, the sprite is black where the flame should be, and that it doesn't reignite.
Ooh. Whether it's relevant or not, because I don't know enough about the creature, but it can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
Now, with my bonus action, can I assist Chug in any way by trying to put out some of the flame that's on his or uniform?
Yes, you can attempt to pat down the flames. Do you have anything to use to pat it down with? You're just going to use your hands.
Man robe.
my man room.
Aren't bonus actions like pretty specific though in what you can do?
You can interact with an object. In this case, the action is fairly basic. Is that you just reach down and just try and pat it out, which I would make very similar to unsheathing a weapon or picking up a weapon or something like that. It's incredibly basic. In the player's handbook, it sort of describes an action, which would be an action is something that requires strain or an effort to do. So, budging open a locked door, pushing a boulder, something that requires a good exertion of force or concentration to do. However, something that's a small and more like a reflex is acceptable as a bonus action under these rules.
Okay, well, I don't have anything, so I'm just going to use my hands to try and smother the flame as much as possible.
Okay.
Like just by patting him down, try and put out the small smolders so they don't keep it.
Can I get you to roll a medicine? Oh, no, we'll do survival. Survival check, please.
Oh, thank you. 10.
10. You start to pat it down, and you manage to get one, because Chug had 2 sort of flames building on him. He managed to get one of them out.
Alright.
It is 1. Your turn.
Alright. I come. Oh, actually. I'm going to stay near this lad because I feel he's dodgy and will try and run. I'll stay here. But I'm keeping an eye on him. Like, if he stands up and looks dodgy.
Sure.
But while I'm doing that, I want to once again do my fancy pants vicious mockery. I want to point out his black arm somehow. Hey, God, you're meant to be fire, you little bitch. And yeah, that's my vicious mockery.
He fails.
Yeah, 1d4. Yeah, I do 1 damage.
Sure. 1 damage is 1 damage. Disadvantage on the next attack.
Yep. As my bonus action, I would like to cast Bardic Inspiration on Left Nut because I feel he's the only one who can actually do anything.
Sure.
So, Left Nut, you get 1 free d6 on any pretty much roll you do.
Yep.
Ability check, attack roll, saving throw.
So, you know how that works, James?
Yeah, I announce it.
So you just add it to any save roll or attack roll or whatever. Have to do it before I negate the result. So, cool. That's great. Dodric, you'll go. Now, at the start of Dodric's turn, these flames have now grown a little bit bigger yet again. And now there is a good deal of smoke sort of building up in the ceiling of this building, and visibility is starting to get low. Oxygen is starting to become hard to get as the smoke sort of fills your lungs as this engagement continues.
Would a lack of oxygen cause damage to the flames? As in the flame, whatever it is?
No, there's not enough. It's not completely smothered. There's plenty of sources for oxygen to sort of come in and continue to fuel it. However, the smoke is starting. Sorry, instead of saying lack of oxygen, I'm more saying that the percentage of smoke that is in this particular room now is starting to become a choking hazard. It stings your eyes. It fills your nose, and it's hard to breathe. It's hard to see. It's thick, black smoke that's billowing into the ceiling, and the roof of the ceiling is incredibly difficult to see. So as these flames continue to get bigger and bigger, it continues to get darker and harder to see.
I run into this room with my rug. What do I see?
Ah, okay. So I had to change where you were. So you just sort of see a kitchen sort of dining or sitting area. Just a small sort of cabinet on your right, with a few drawers in it, lantern sitting on top. But to your left, you can see quite a large wooden table with a plate of food on it. Looks like a couple of cheeses and a few cured meats sitting on top, and 2 wooden chairs behind the table.
Right. No obvious source of water.
No.
Feed the
Um,
fire with meat. Maybe it's just hungry.
I will say from where you are, you can start to see the outside there as well. Through the window. Alright, so you're attempting to go in there?
yes.
Yes? Cool. So the door opens freely and you're able to enter. And this appears to be some sort of storage room. You do see a pick on the ground to your right as you enter, and a good deal of rubble underneath the pick. I can also get you to roll perception.
13.
13. You also notice underneath the crate that's left to the cabinet in front of you, there is a good deal of rubble underneath the crate, and where on the ground there's dust and debris from what you would get from crushed rock and such. You can see that there's a scraping mark of where the crate appears to be pushed into place.
No, there's another cave.
Yeah, these shifty dwarves have been tunneling.
Do I have time for anything else? I'm probably gonna try and look at these other crates and see what's in them, if anything, if I have time.
So you'll have a look in the crates.
Yeah.
Yep. Inside the crates, could I get you to roll an investigation, please? You are looking for water or a means to put out the flames, is that correct?
Yeah. I only got a 7.
A 7. As you attempt to sort of open the crate, it's actually sort of nailed shut. It's hard to sort of get it open. You can pry open a part of it, but you can't really make out what's inside at this point. You try the second crate as well, and much the same. It's nailed shut.
Okay. I think that's my turn.
Chug, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm prone, so I get up.
Mhm.
15 feet. I move here. And is this where Brothel's axe was?
Where you were, actually, is where his axe was.
Okay, well I picked that up.
Alright, add a great axe to your inventory.
Alright. Now I can't do anything with it because that was my action, wasn't it? Picking it up.
No, you can interact with an object and pick it up. So you're now holding your hammer in your left and a great axe in your right.
Dual wielding, dual weapon.
I don't think you can actually make an attack like that, but yeah. They require 2 hands, but you're holding either one steadily with either hand.
Yeah, I'll attack the element thing. I'll move.
Now, because both weapons you're using are 2-handed weapons, you would have to drop one to attack him. Or you'd have to put an action to sort of sheath one of them or whatnot.
Okay. Could I throw the axe?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Alright, I'll throw the axe at the element and then I won't move.
Can I get you to make an attack with disadvantage, please? Because you are throwing a large, heavy weapon intended for 2-hand use with a single hand.
Um, 15 and 17.
It's a hit.
Yeah.
Can I get, because you're sort of using an improvised weapon. Oh, sorry, a weapon with an improvised purpose. I'll get you to roll a d6 plus 1.
5.
5. So you just send this axe just sort of hurtling through, and it just sort of spins a little bit as it goes, and it pierces straight through the spirit, and just sort of pegs into the back, sort of cartoon style, as the sort of the tip of the great axe just sort of strikes the wall and sticks the weapon into the wall. And now the sprite is sort of darting high, so you've had to aim up and send it up, so it's sort of stuck up into the corner of the roof with the handle sort of coming down halfway down the wall. Passing straight through the sprite, it's sort of just like Dodric's weapons. It's passed through, and then the flame has just sort of, well, it split the sprite, and then the flame has rebuilt, but not quite the same as what it was.
Even with chill touch active?
Well, the chill touch sort of grabbed the arm, so this one's just sort of gone straight through it. As a group, you're starting to actually. I'll get you all to roll investigation because you're all witnessing this, or have witnessed it. So as a group, everybody roll investigation.
18.
1.
Well, Chug's intelligence isn't very high.
19.
17.
17. So as a group, they've saved you, Chug. You now know that physical weapons don't seem to harm this spirit, or are very effective. Magic, on the other hand, it seems to have a very strong effect against this spirit.
Alright. Now, seeing as I haven't moved, can I use the remaining of my movement to move into the other room?
Yeah, of course.
15 feet gets me there, or through the door?
You can go through the door.
So that maybe I can break these crates. Maybe sign something useful. If Lefner doesn't kill it.
I want to kill it, but I think I need to do something else.
So you'll have to wait till your next turn to be able to do that. Sorry, 2 seconds. It is, so Brotor, he's now sort of waking, and he stands up, gets up onto both his feet, sort of regains his composition, and sort of looks
Was
around.
it being 10 rounds though?
Hey? He was knocked prone. Actually, I'll roll a die just to be sort of certain, and yeah, the hideous laughter's effect is not affecting him. He did just pass the wisdom. So he gets up and repositions himself, sort of looks around, and he sees you, Juan. He hasn't got any weapons, so he's going to just try and strike you with his fist. That is a 21 to hit.
Bullshit.
Yeah, he rolled high. Let's say that. Now it is an arm strike, so it is going to be 2 points of bludgeoning damage as he just connects his fist straight into your face. He just sort of got up and surprised you a little bit. This little dwarf has sort of aimed up a bit, I suppose. He's just sort of come up. You dirty. Hey?
Give me the knee.
In the knee? No. He strikes him in the jaw. He's a dirty elven bastard as he sort of strikes him. Now the fire sprite is going to remain where it is. Instead, it's actually going to rise up into the smoke a little bit. And then as it sort of does, its upper torso is in the smoke, and the smoke's sort of slowly sort of pillowing down with the flame. And it just sends a firebolt towards Lefner. Oh, actually, no, towards Juan. Juan insulted it. So it's going to send this bolt towards him. So a first one comes flying out. It just appears out of the smoke, just comes down and strikes, but it misses. And then a second one comes through, but it also misses. These 2 bolts, just 1, 2, just land either side. Yeah, and then new flames begin to erupt underneath your feet. So I'll just draw a couple of flames, but it is Lefner, it's your turn.
It's getting quite smoky in here. So the fact that he's risen up, do I still have full line of sight of him?
Yeah. You can still see clearly where he is.
God, why doesn't this have bonus action up? God damn it. Alright, I am going to... we need to kill him so we can contain the fire. So I am going to chill.
Yep. Alright, I'll attack.
17.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Now I can't do the plus 6 on damage from the bard.
No, not on damage.
No,
No, you use
not
that
on
on
damage.
the hits.
Okay. Then it just does 5 damage.
5 damage. Nice. So there's new, this new frozen hand, I suppose, just appears and just sort of grabs onto the thigh underneath the smoke and just sort of grabs it and squeezes in. And you just see all the fire just snuff out from underneath it, and it lets go. And this big black handprint is just stuck on the fire sprite's leg.
Okay. Still very much alive?
To the best of your knowledge, yes.
Okay. I am going to back out.
Okay.
And yes, I will stay there.
1, you're up.
So, fun one. I'm a bard from the College of Law, so I know things. Do I know of any easy ways of dispatching these things? Have I heard it, heard rumors, read a book, anything like that?
Can I get your roll Arcana?
16.
Now, so you have heard of these sort of fey creatures. They sort of come from the Helheim plane, and generally summoned or controlled by powerful wizards or enchanters. You do know that they can radiate immense fire and flame, and the flame that they actually exert from their bodies is actually sort of a magical flame. It is very quick to catch and will catch on or set alight almost any surface and continue to burn. And the fire, if it is combustible material, will engulf the flame and it will continue to burn until it is sort of snuffed. You know that physical weapons have very little effect, and that it is actually susceptible to cold and sort of water-based attacks.
What about holy?
Indifferent. A holy magic spell would be very similar, either or either.
Cool. All right. So to switch from my crossbow to my short sword, that's what, as far as actions.
You can
A bonus action. Yep.
All right. So I do that, and would I be able to now cast my little cantrip thing, and then just dive onto fella brothel, like with no purpose other than to try and just smother him?
I'm going to say no. Are you switching with the sword as well? Because your sword will be your bonus action. So if I switch in your weapons, you'll then get to do one thing. If you don't switch the weapon, yes, I'll allow that.
Nah. All right. I want to, because he's just burning the place down. Yeah, I'll keep him at disadvantage. I'll try another vicious mock.
All
right. I've got to think of a fun one. Oh, it's getting hot in here, but you can't take off your clothes. He doesn't have any. Not funny.
He fails. Roll damage.
Because it wasn't funny. He fails, not me.
Yeah, not your spell.
He takes another 1 damage.
You just sit
You
there.
just sit there.
Now, you can see it clearly hit, but the next thing you just hear or feel this like a bit of an explosion, a bit of a shockwave after your insult. It's sort of almost like a heat wave. The temperature of the room has just immediately sort of skyrocketed. And you just from the visible parts of the legs, you can now see they now burn a very intense and very rapid sort of fire. The flames are moving much faster than what they were. They're bigger and they are hotter.
So I can't move into his square, can I?
You can,
Up on the wall, you'd be down the ground.
yeah. But I'm gonna say at this point now with the
Sorry.
Brotor, generally no, he's standing up, so you'll be on the opposite side. Now, the temperature of the fire sprite now is actually getting incredibly intense, and to move into close range would be like stepping into a fire. It's going to be incredibly hot and painful.
Alright, cool. So I've done that. I've done my bonus action, and I move back here, like just away from him. But yeah, that looks good.
All right.
Just to be away from these.
Brotor
flames.
is going to punch you as you walk away. Now he gets a 15 to his hit.
I have 14.
It connects, and again another punch just comes in, just into your side, I suppose, as you sort of run. 3 points of bludgeoning damage into the ribs. As you get to take off, and he just sort of jabs you with a cheap kidney shot. Knocks the wind out of you a little bit.
You to read those documents in the bedroom. They might tell us how to kill or unsummon the fire spirit.
They were trying to combine a stone with a human soul. I don't know if that was related to this thing. But I did give them to Lefner. He has the documents.
Oh yeah, I might do that.
All right, Dodric, it is your go.
I have a crowbar, and I'd like to use it to pry open these crates.
Sure. Can I get you to do a strength check, please, with advantage?
13.
13. So you're able to get the crowbar in and just drive it open, and the top just pops off relatively effortless with it. You jump in and have a look, and you can see that there is sort of like large sort of blankets and clothing inside of this. This crate. Do you do it on the other one as well?
Yes.
Yep. All right. So you pry that one open as well, and inside this one, it's actually relatively empty. There's a few clothing items and such down the bottom, a couple of like small little trinkets and various inexpensive sort of items from, I suppose, moving in your belongings and such into this property. Nothing, I suppose, in this particular crate, which is water or a means to put it out.
I think
What
that's...
were the clothes? Were they cultist robes?
Hey? No, just general commoners' clothing.
Yep, I think that's all from me.
Okay. Chug, your turn.
So both those crates are now open?
Yes.
And nothing of them.
There's thick blankets in one of them, and the other one is, relatively empty.
Where was the... Is it under the axe where it looks like there might be a hole or scratches?
It's underneath the first crate.
Okay. Can I maybe pick up the crate and move it or pull it out or something?
Sure. Can I get you to make a strength check, please?
10.
10. Yes, you're actually able to move the crate. It's not as heavy as it would seem, and it moves out. And you actually see a tunneled hole with a bit of a ladder leading down into a dark cellar or a dark space underneath. Now, I can't move the crate on the map, I'm sorry, but we'll just say that it's been pushed up and is now sort of on this space there.
Okay.
Pushed and out of the way.
And the pushing was my action, was it?
Yes.
Alright. Well, now that's out of the way, we have a one way to... I'm going to move back. And I don't think I have any... I can't heal as a bonus action, right? So that's my turn.
Okay. Now, Brothor, seeing that the building is now getting intense in terms of flames and such, he's actually going to turn around and leg it out of there. And so he's going to
I saved him.
dart off the map. And he's going to use a dash action to get out. You know, he's unarmed. He's outnumbered. He bolts. Sorry. The fire sprite. Sorry.
When I was just saying the two melee guys that aren't useful against the fire dude, you'll have to chase them down.
So the sprite is going to just sort of float across to the other side of the room. It's actually going to come down and out of the smoke a little bit now. One, you can feel the intensity of the heat once more as the sprite gets closer to you, and it's going to fire a firebolt at you. That's a 18 to hit.
Disadvantage?
Disadvantage. That's an 18 to hit.
Damn it.
I should have asked before, when I did the shockwave, would that have put out some of the fire?
There was no fires really around when you did the shockwave, I didn't think.
Oh, the ones on the side of the wall?
There's a little one. It's
The three main ones were
over
active
there.
at that time.
Yeah, they didn't get put out, no.
You can't undo that.
Yeah.
If I were to do it again, could that clear off some of the fire later on?
It could. However, one knows a bit more about the creature.
I'm not talking about the creature, I'm just...
Yeah, well, he knows about the fire. Like I explained to one before, which I narrated to all of you guys as well. But it was a magical fire, which burns and it'll consume fuel and grow bigger. But it's not a normal flame. One, you take 7 points of fire damage. And again,
I hope you're not
you now
dead.
have a large flame just sort of pillowing out as this firebolt just comes out and strikes you on the right shoulder, and you're now burning. This huge flame just pillowing out off of you. Actually, I should be... Chug, you're on fire still too. I should be making you take damage. I keep forgetting. But next time we'll do that. Lefner, it is your turn.
Based on my understandings of fire magic, which I don't know, the flames that are being left behind from his attacks, are they just a normal flame, or is it magical in any way?
Can I get you to make Arcana?
Yep. Hang on. What is my Arcana? 12.
12. It is a magical flame, but once it has struck, it will consume. You know that it will consume any flammable material to grow, and the fire will continue at its continue burning at that size for a considerably longer time than a normal flame. However, you also know that it can be snuffed out by normal means. It takes a little bit more effort, but to be smothered, it will put it out.
Is that specific to the creature or just the flames it creates around it?
The flames it creates around it.
Okay. I am going to cast Gust in that direction from where I am facing.
Yep.
In an attempt to push out as much smoke and the flames out as possible through the window that no doubt has probably burst open.
Well, the door has been left open too.
Yeah.
So
The wall is probably gone from the fire.
I don't know. I don't think it's been burning that long yet.
Yeah,
It's only been burning for 18 seconds.
all right.
So Gust is just a. So there's a. If I do it at a creature, then there's a strength saving throw. But I'm choosing to do a blast of air capable of moving objects that is neither held nor carried that weighs no more than 5 pounds.
Okay. So
And I'm
does it have
attempting
like
to push it.
Does it have like a target area or anything like that?
Considering that it's talking about either an object or a medium or small sized creature, I'd probably say just in a 5 yard area.
Yeah. Okay. So
Or
if you
five
can pick
foot area.
you can pick a single square and target that on.
Well, then I will just the one where the window is. Try and get that out, clear that up a bit.
Yep. Can I actually get you to make? Now I know it's an automatic thing. But I'll get you to just do a normal attack roll.
What modifier you want me to add?
Your intelligence.
Okay.
Actually, no. Which is your spell casting? Is it charisma for Warlock?
Where can I tell? Oh, it'd be charisma because that's what my other stuff is.
Yeah. So add your charisma modifier.
So that's an 8. Wait, I'm gonna add 1d6.
Yep.
That is now 13.
13. Cool. So yeah, you can create this massive gust of air and you push it, and it sort of creates a bit of a vacuum, and a lot of the smoke just starts to grab from the room and just sort of suck out and shoot out of the window there. This flame that's right there actually snuffs out with all the sucking of the air, because you just sort of moved it all, and all the smoke just sort of grabbed it. It's actually consumed it and sucked it out.
All right, sweet. You guys are on killing duty. I got this. I am going to. Hang on. I'm going to move. Actually, I don't think I can move there. I will move here and I will close the door.
Okay.
And then that'll be my turn. Actually, I want to yell out. Can I yell out something?
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna yell out to Dodrick. Maybe we should use the horse, as now that I know that guy is running away.
Cool. One, it's your turn.
Okay.
Now, before your turn starts, you actually take 5 fire damage from the flame on your shoulder.
Oh, die, guys. Can Brothel hear us? Like, considering he's not that far away, we got shit. If I were to yell something intended for him to hear, would he be able to hear it?
You can certainly try.
Right. At the top of my lungs, I yell, "Quick, guys! Buttholes left! Let's go get the boss!" With no intention of actually doing it, but I yell it intentionally loud enough for him to hear.
Okay.
And then I stop, drop, and roll.
Alright, so you use your action to try and essentially pat out the flames and to snuff it out. And yeah, you're rolling on the ground, you're using your hand, you're smacking it, trying to pat it out, and you do get the flame out.
Sweet. I'm left with nothing now. I can move. That's about it, yeah?
Yep.
Or does that count?
Oh,
as
you're
movement?
prone, so you can get up for half your movement, and then you can move 15 feet, or whichever is your half.
No, I'll just pretty much prepare myself. hoping that Butthole's coming back, for him to come this way, I guess. And hope I don't get fireballed, because guess what? I die. Cool.
Alright. Dodrick, it's your turn.
Can I just say, the next time we rest, I'm taking a fucking offensive spell. I found one though, I like the sound.
Hey, I'm a caster with only like 2.
I didn't hear anything, whatever that happened there.
I'm gonna dash to the horse.
Okay. So you got 50 feet of movement or 60 feet?
50.
Yeah. So you can get, are you gonna sort of jump onto the horse and ride after Brottor, or is that your intent?
That's the idea.
Alright, can I get you to make an athletics check, please? Sorry, acrobatics check. Acrobatics with your dexterity.
Yeah.
Backflip onto the horse.
Yeah.
8.
8. So you get up to the horse and you sort of jump. It takes you a couple of goes, but you get on and you get to mount the horse, but you lose the last part of your movement. Yeah, you're little. It takes you a good deal to jump up there on your own.
No need to rub it in. Alright, I get it. I'm the.
Righto. Chug, it is your turn. I'm going to remember to do the fire damage this time.
Oh.
You take 1 point of fire damage.
I can deal with it. How much health do you have? 1?
4. 4 healths.
Out of.
21.
I can use a lay on hands and give you 50.
I'd say if you can deal with dead fire guy,
Yeah.
like at all, try that and save me later, because I get like saving throws and shit.
Okay.
Because this guy's kicking our ass.
The only thing I can do is attempt to hit it, which the melee damage is not going to do much. But then if I do get a hit, then cast Divine.
Didn't you say it was a Fey before?
Elemental.
Started out as Fate, but we learned better. Stupid bad college.
Which means I could potentially do 2d8 radiant damage to it, if that'll have any effect.
It's gonna be better than a melee weapon.
Alright, I'll. Should.
Alright, so what are you doing?
I shall move forward to the sprite and attempt to hit it.
Okay. And this is with your Maul of Quaking?
Yes.
Alright, roll attack.
19.
That hits. Roll damage.
How much does this thing do? And I shall cast Divine. What is it? I need to change my push to talk button. It keeps going back on website.
Alright, so what are you doing as well as a part of your attack?
Casting Divine. Is that right?
So what are you doing? If you're talking, I didn't hear.
Casting Divine Smite.
Divine Smite? Okay. So that's
So-
a part of the attack?
Yes.
So are you swinging the mace, or are you doing Divine, or are you doing both?
I have to do both. So I hit with a melee, and then Divine Smite sort of on top of it.
Where is that?
I'll copy it.
Use other divine spell. Oh, I found it. Alright, so when you hit with a melee attack weapon. Okay. Alright, so roll damage for the weapon first, and then we'll roll damage for the divine smite.
So 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
6.
+3, I think it is. Is it +3?
Yeah, I rolled 3 and then I added the +3. So 6 and 4 from the melee bludgeoning damage.
Hold on, so what have you rolled?
I rolled a 3 and a 1 for the 2d6.
Okay, so a 3 and a 1 is 4, and then you add the +3 after that, not each die roll. So that's 7 bludgeoning damage. And now the 2d8.
Where's the d8? First one is 5.
Yep.
Second one is 4.
Oh, nice.
This thing's getting fucked up.
Better.
Sorry, let me do math. How do you want to do this?
Hopefully I don't end up with 5 shit all over my face again. But that's...
So, your strike, you run in there with the minor maul, this big sort of war cry, like, ah! You just sort of swing the mace, and it just goes sort of straight through it. But as it goes through, your divine magic just sort of channels and passes through, and your weapon glows white. And as the mace passes through, it creates this white sort of stain or outline that doesn't heal back. And it just sort of radiates from the wound that you've caused, and it just spreads the entire sprite, and then it just sort of almost solidifies and crystals. It begins to crack, and it explodes with this divine sort of white radiant light, and just sort of flickers into the air and dissipates.
We're all blinded.
And the sprite has been smashed.
Yeah.
Okay, in quick succession, I open the door, and then in quick succession, I continually cast Gust. It is a cantrip.
Yeah.
And proceed to snuff out the remaining flames.
The flames. Yep. It takes you a few minutes, but yeah, concentrate gusts. You're able to remove the flames, and the building, while having suffered significant structural damage, especially in that top right-hand part of the building or that particular room, it is still standing. In that corner, I will say, sorry, the building has burnt through, and you can see clearly straight into the sky. Like it had burnt through; it was beginning to consume the roof. There is a hole above the bin now.
As he's doing that,
Yeah.
I'd like to turn myself around and run out the back door and see, like, we're up on a hill. Like, can I see that other lad who ran off?
I'll get you to roll survival.
You just got attacked by a squirrel.
15 plus 3, 18.
18. You have a good look. You can see a first few footsteps and stuff, but they lead into the shrub. You follow it and have a look, but he's long gone.
Wonder where Todrick's gone.
Yeah, how do you go on his horse race?
Oh, he's still on the horse. He hasn't narrated what he's doing yet.
So we're out of combat, or
You are out of combat. Yeah.
well, my health is kind of on the lower side, and I think it would be helpful if somebody was like also on the horse with a ranged attack. So I feel like I would want to take the horse to the front and be like, "Someone jump on!" We get him.
I'd say
I call to the bard and then walk out to the front door.
Yeah, one should jump on and crossbow.
Healing crossbow.
Healing crossbow of doom. Does that waste too much time, Darty? Because I was out there looking, or
Yeah, one's gone out the other side of the building. So yeah, he's tried to track down the other one.
Well, can someone throw me a heal or something?
I can. You'll need to touch. How many points are you down?
I'm down 10 points. Only have 8 left.
Alright. I'll heal you 9. Not to be a dick, but I've only got 15, and we might need it if further fights break. So I'll touch you on the ass, and you'll be 9 health points.
So do you get to choose how much healing you do?
I do.
With lay on hands, yeah.
Okay.
So I can choose, as an action, you can touch a creature, restore any number of HP remaining in your pool, or 5 HP to either cure a disease or neutralize a poison to an affected creature.
Yeah, essentially every long rest he gets a big pool of.
Yeah,
health.
okay.
Yeah.
And you can spend that as a resource. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really
My
cool.
pool is 15.
Alright, nice.
And I'm going to gallop after Rotor.
Alright, I'll get you to make survival too, please.
$13.
13. You chase after Brotor in the direction of the path. You ride for a good 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes, and at the pace that you're going, it doesn't take you very long to get to the road. When you're at the road, can I get you to roll investigation, please?
15.
15. You have a look around, but you don't really see any sort of footsteps or any particular sign of where he has gone.
Could I point out that, right, so it was the round that we left that he started legging it out of the frame.
He did,
right?
but if you remember, it was thick shrub, and he did have a couple of rounds. He did have 2 rounds, or 3 rounds, sorry, to run.
That's only 20 seconds. You're not getting.
It's
30
also a
seconds.
dash, and you don't know if he's gone into the shrub. You don't know if he's followed the path. There's a lot of line of sight blocking. Now, I'm not just dismissing as the DM, like it was impossible to find him. I have set the DC pretty high. Unfortunately, didn't quite make the rolls to find him.
Did the Great Axe survive the fire?
Get your roll investigation.
Uh, 6.
6. You go and have a look. The Great Axe blade is still wedged into the wall. However, the handle is completely burnt away.
Damn it.
With my thing, so I went back down to the road over a few minutes on the horse.
Yep.
Had a look around.
Sorry,
would it be safe to assume that I would have gotten further than he would be able to travel?
With your investigation roll, I will narrate that you understand that he wouldn't have got as far to the road, and you believe that he's lost you in the shrub.
Yeah, so I think what my intention would be at that point is, because I want to track him down, if I know like where the house is from where I am, I would want to stealthily go through the same shrub, but from the road back towards the house. And I'd want to basically take it slowly and listen in to see if I can find him along the way.
Okay. Can I get you to make... I'll get you to make 3 survival rolls, please, as you make your way slowly, pausing, listening, moving again, pausing, listening. We'll do this 3 times.
So the first one I got 20, but not natural.
Okay.
The second one I got 13.
Yep.
And then the last one I got 5.
So the first one is you go and you search. However, you don't actually find him. You keenly listen. It's quiet, but you don't hear anything perhaps moving or snapping. You don't find any evidence of snap twigs or footsteps or anything that may indicate that someone has hastily moved through this part. As you move back towards the house, another 5-10 minutes or so that you've moved back, again you stop and pause at your surroundings. And you're monitoring this as you go along. But again, you're not sure sorry, you can't clearly see a path that somebody has made. And when you get back towards the closer side towards the building, you do find that there is actually snapped twigs and branches. However, the path quickly trails and you're unable to follow it. I'll get you to roll investigation again for me.
12.
12. So, with everything that you've just learnt with your tracking, you believe he lost you quite close to the house and has trailed off into a different path.
All right. Well, I guess since I'd be back at the house, we're kind of left with some options where we could continue trying to look for him, maybe with the help of the others, or we could try and have a look underneath this crate and see what's down there with the ladder.
So you coming back to join everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say you've been gone for a good 30 minutes. Everybody else, what have you done during this time?
I took the great axe blade, even though it's got no handle.
How long is the short rest?
Short rest is 2 hours.
Nah, don't do that. So I go in and I look at the food, and I pray that this is like one of those games where you nibble and you gain like a health.
Unfortunately, this is not a game where food restores health, but you do enjoy some cured meats of some pretty high quality and some nice cheeses.
I heal apples for 6 with lay on hands.
Okay.
Who's apples?
1.
I try to decipher the enchanter's note to the best of my ability.
Okay, I get you to roll Arcana.
You've got bardic inspiration unless you burnt it.
You burn it.
I burnt it on using Gust.
Did anyone pick up this pickaxe?
Nope, it's still on the floor.
I got a 12.
12. You don't learn anything new from what Doderick has already learnt.
I take the pickaxe. It might be useful.
Yeah, I've held on to one since we're in the cave.
Should have given it to Butthole and say, hey, remember this?
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'll give him the axe blade and say, do you want round 2?
Actually, you should turn them into like makeshift knuckle dusters.
Could I pull the handle off the pickaxe and put that on the great axe?
Hey, Smith, that'd be fun.
you could. So, actually, if you haven't, please add a great axe blade to your inventory.
Yep.
Chug? Almost got you first.
I'm going to pick up the daggers I threw earlier as well.
Okay. Yep. Certainly can do that. Yeah. Cool. Alright, well, I'm actually going to say we'll leave it there. And we can pick this up and continue on tomorrow if you guys are all keen.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice. Sorry about the first guy. The first guy was long gone. You had to roll pretty much a near perfect 20 to have any chance of finding him. Brothor, I did have a spot positioned for him. You just needed to roll the right combination to find him, but unfortunately, that last roll sort of upset you a bit.
I figured as much.
Yeah, I'm not. Like when he was gone, I did have a place for him right from the start. So, just that survivor roll at the very start when you're on the horse was just not quite there, and then again on the return, wasn't quite there. So, but that's interesting. You've got someone to try and hunt down and find now. And got this other unknown character long gone. The fire sprite, I think that worked out pretty well. That was fun.
I'm gonna flay Brottle. Just saying.
I'll actually. No, I'll leave this for later. Actually, we'll revisit that.
Has any of you guys got any rope on your characters? I thought Dodrick might.
I do.
We should have hogtied him when we had a chance.
We should have. I didn't even think to do that.
Yeah, I was like, if it wasn't for having that goddamn fire elemental there, I was gonna like intentionally put myself there to jump him as soon as he got up. But you know,
Funny note: the fire elemental I made up, so that's not an official sort of character. I think that worked out really, really well.
Did we level up for killing it?
No.
Yeah, we learned some things. It was tough.
Yeah.
I
So.
wanted an offensive spell.
So yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I liked the fact that when I started to burn things, I was like, ooh, well, this could be a cool thing where if they take too long, they get really, really fucked up. So I kept burning everything. So that was fun.
Well, I'm glad you played along with the gust. Otherwise, we were pretty fucked.
Yeah, yeah. You needed an avenue. I was waiting for you to come up with something sort of there. I did give you all the blankets and such because Dodrick was, he had the carpet or the rug ready to smother it. I'm like, oh yeah, well you can use a rug to smother flames, and then nothing happened. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I kind of actually, I don't know. I felt like there was a good chance it wasn't going to have much of an effect.
It
Like,
wouldn't have
I
had an
felt
effect
like-
on the sprite, but you could have used it to.
I thought you said it was magic fire. Magic fire probably doesn't respond.
Well, the elemental.
It's magical in the sense that it's just magic. It lasts longer and it builds rapidly and then it sits and lasts, but it still behaves like a normal fire. So it can still be smothered. It can still be put out with water. Just that it ignites faster and grows really big, really fast, but it'll then can sit there and consume itself, and it'll take ages for itself to go out. Unlike a traditional flame, is once it's out of fuel, it's gone.
The concern was if the rug caught on fire and everything became much worse.
Well, that's always a possibility. You try and put the rug on too big of a fire, but the little ones certainly could have. Or you could have used the rugs to sort of pad out each other and cover it. When you get struck by the fire bolts or whatnot.
Could have tried to command the fire to flee.
Yeah.
That is totally something Chuck would do.
Fire, run away. Now it's worse.
How'd you like the map? Did that work good?
I
That's
like
good
that.
fun.
yeah, it was good.
So yeah, I'll get the next stage all prepared. So yeah, that'll be good. I need to draw up a couple of other maps. I need to spend a good day and just draw buildings and shit. But yeah. All right. Cool. I'm gonna go have some dinner. Well done.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm starving. Go.
Yeah,
Alright, catch
Played
you
for
tomorrow.
3 hours. All right.
Yeah, see you, sir.
See you later.
There's
Bye.